Tucker, we're 19 minutes plus away from our next polls, including Florida. And we've spent a lot of time, both campaigns actually, talking about Florida. It's really interesting.
Well, of course. And about the demographic shifts in Florida, the big number of Puerto Rican voters fleeing the collapse of the economy of that island to the state of Florida, how they might affect the outcome. And that, we'll find out. I'm amazed by some of the numbers relative to earlier races, just because they don't match what we expected, really what I expected. So Trump is doing better, apparently, according to the first wave of exit polling, better among black voters than Mitt Romney did 4 years ago. He's doubling the number of black votes by percentage that Romney got 8 years ago. He's getting exactly the same percentage of Hispanic votes that Romney got 4 years ago, 27, despite all the, I mean, that's all we've talked about. Doesn't mean he's going to win. By the way, he's doing better, according to this, among voters under 30 than Romney did. Again, I'm not saying he's going to win, but I am saying maybe something wrong with some of the assumptions that some of us have had going into this. I wouldn't be surprised if we miscalled a lot of this. I certainly have. But we may be missing a story here if these numbers turn out to be true.
And a point on that, I was just asking some of the experts backstage about that. So the numbers we've been talking about, the huge Latino turnout,
right.
We're talking about Florida. But on a national basis, it's looking only 1 percentage point higher than it was 4 years ago. I mean, that was what Martha reported, that you've got an 11% Hispanic vote. It was 10% 4 years ago.
Yeah, but can I just butt in a little bit on this question? Yes, he may be doing no worse than Romney, but Romney did terribly. George W. Bush in 2004 got, and when he ran for re-election, got over 40% of the Hispanic vote. So getting 27% of a growing block of voters is not very good.
Well, he's still at about the same white vote as Romney, roughly the same.
But it's also 2% less of the total electorate than it was 2 years ago.
But consider what we've talked about, though, for the last year, which, I mean, I think you make a totally solid point. There's no disputing that, and they need to do better if they're going to succeed long term. But the whole year has been dominated by the idea that there's not a single Hispanic voter who will even, shake hands with Donald Trump. He's so horrible. If he's getting the same number as Romney, I'm not saying that's a great number. I am saying that, there are other factors that we haven't taken into account.
But it's not losing by 30-plus points. It's not a good performance.
I'm not saying it is, but it's much better than you would have expected if you believed the analysis, which has been wrong, if this is true.